Hey guys, zpolt here and I'm back for another video, and today we're gonna take a look at an old friend of mine. This is the Sennheisser CX300. This is actually my first serious in-ears. We're gonna take a look at it and show you guys if it's still worth it in 2019. But of course, we review budget-fi to mid-fi audio gear, so if you're into that, consider subscribing. And also use my links below if you want to get the CX300. It will help out the channel a lot. Actually, I had this for 7 years. This is my longest used in-ears. So I got this for around $50, so I would say that is in the expensive side when I bought this. So let's go with the build first. So you have the metal kind of casing here, and with that Sennheisser logo. I would say overall this kind of looks premium, definitely. I already changed the tips here because the old ones are now broken off. So you have some reinforcement here. Sennheisser really knows how to make earphones that last. Here in the cable part, you have the typical iPhone S kind of cable. Not that thick, but it is reassuring here. Here in the fork part, actually you have that J kind of setup that you have. This is the kind of behind the neck kind of design. So the other lobe is longer than the other lobe, if you can see that, guys. All right, so it's a J kind of design. So that will be up to you if you like that or not. So here and the fork part, you have rubber, but it is reinforced here with the CX300 logo there. Okay, so here and the plug part, actually this is one of my favorite plugs overall. This just really feels reassuring. It has some reinforcement at the side. So actually for a 7-year-old in-ear, this is still looking good here. Sennheisser really knows how to make well-built earphones. So this is how it looks like. So it's not an IEM kind of design. It doesn't protrude from your ear that much. It is a small in-ear, as you guys can see, and it doesn't have ear hooks. It's not the ear hook kind of design. And as you guys can see, actually this was okay before when I was just starting out with IEMS, this kind of J kind of design, because I just put it around my ear and it does feel secure. But now I'm kind of annoyed by it now. I'm kind of used already so much with the kind of Y design. So yeah, the J is not for me, but yeah, actually before I was okay with it, but yeah, it will depend on you if you like that or not. In terms of isolation, this isolates averagely. It doesn't isolate that well, but not so bad here in terms of isolation overall, because at a small lobe here, it does go in your ear a bit. So you can just change the pads if you like more isolation, but not so bad isolation overall. In terms of comfort, I did find that these are comfortable to wear, but you need to adjust them from time to time because this is not the most stable fit in your ear. As you can see, guys, the shape is not in the shape of your ear, so it doesn't hold that well. I find that I need to adjust it from time to time. So overall build and comfort, I would say not so bad, even for a 7-year-old kind of design. Definitely I would prefer to have ear hooks nowadays, and also a more fit design overall, but not so bad, I would say. Okay, so how does it sound? So this is a warm sounding in-ear. Also the bass and mid-bass is a bit elevated here. So overall it's a relaxed sounding in-ear. The vocals are a bit in the background with this earphone though. The tonality sounds natural. I would say pleasing, very nice for a casual listen. It has some punch also. This a dynamic driver in-ear, but overall detail wise, not the most detailed, especially in that price range nowadays. So the highs are not that extended. It has average detail in the highs department. It has no sibilance though, which is good, but definitely it lacks that shimmer in the high. So the highs here are not the strength of the CX300. Mids are also average detail here, I would say. Since there's some mid-bass bleed here, so the mids are a bit drowned off. This still has good detail in the mids, but again, this is not the strength of the CX300. So bass, now this is the strength of the CX300. This is, I would say, made for bass heads by Sennheisser. It's actually even in their marketing, this is precision bass. So this why you're gonna buy this. This more for bass head. So the bass here is in the boomy side, definitely elevated here, and also bleeds to the mids a little bit. So it has mid bass elevation here also. So this really say a warm earphone. For me, I would say nowadays too much bass for me, but definitely if you're a bass head, you may like this. And it has some punch also there in the bass department, so it gives it more fun here in the CX300. So the stage here is intimate, say average to below average here. So definitely small, I would say, in 2019. Imaging here is actually pretty good. Even if it has a small stage, the imaging kind of compensates a little bit. But the instrument separation here is a bit smooth, so it's not that easy to pinpoint instruments, especially with that warm signature. So the instruments are, some instruments are a bit drawn off here, especially in that mids department. Okay, verdict. So this is a Sennheiser for $50, for around that kind of price range. Overall, for $50, definitely the build is right up there. This is good in terms of build. Sennheiser really knows how to build earphones. So this is something that will last, and it did last for 5 years already for me. It is also a looker. It has that Sennheiser branding, so definitely that is a plus for some people. If you're a Sennheiser fan, of course, that is something that you might want to get. But overall, I would say in terms of sound, even if it has that kind of likable warm sound, the sound quality here is already showing its age. There are other earphones I would prefer over this one, especially with the Chi-Fi manufacturers, which has a lot more detail, bigger stage overall, and just overall more pleasing kind of sound. So definitely I would say in terms of sound, overall this is not worth it already for me. For $50 in 2019, there are better options now in the market. But of course, if you are, you know, a Sennheiser kind of fan, if you just like everything Sennheiser, this might be still worth the pickup. Just take note of what I mentioned. If you can live with those, maybe you can pick this up. So that is my review of the CX300. Have you tried to own a CX300 before? How did you find it? Do you remember the sound? Let me know down below what you think of them, and hopefully you learned something in this review. If you did, leave a like, and of course subscribe for more content like this in the future. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.